Thanks so much for checking out my channel, Wildlife Coaching Solutions, where I deliver weekly actionable and relevant content that will assist you with successfully growing through your challenging defining moment. I focus on building confidence, working with individuals to master their mindset, as well as moving from fear to fearlessness. And this week's video is going to be a good one because as we transition into different chapters of our lives, whether that's university, college, a new job, a new position, a new relationship, there's one common factor that we all experience at some point in our lives, and that is rejection. So make sure to check out the video all the way to the end, where I'll discuss reasons why people may reject you and why you shouldn't take it personally. So let's get into the video. Believe it, summer is almost unofficially over, and as we move into different chapters of our lives, we're going to be interacting with different people and encountering different situations. And something that is common and may come up that I don't want you to be too alarmed about is rejection. Because we're dealing with different personalities, we may experience some form of social rejection, but this video is all about letting you know you don't need to take it personally. Research has suggested and shown and proven that when you experience rejection, it can feel as painful as experiencing physical pain. Now, the difference between experiencing physical pain and social pain due to rejection or isolation or another form of being disconnected from other individuals or feeling as if you don't fit in is that when you experience a physical wound, over time you will actually see it healing because it is a wound, it's open, and then eventually you see it healing. But when it comes to the emotional pain that is caused by rejection, you may not see yourself healing, and because of that, you may hold on to the pain longer than you need to and start internalizing it, taking it personally. But this video, as I mentioned, is letting you know 6 reasons why you shouldn't take it personally when you feel rejected, and how it can actually help to improve you and your overall lifestyle in the long term if you're willing and able to look that far. So one of the top reasons why people may reject you is because people are rejecting the behavior. It's not necessarily you, but it's a behavior that you may have or may have developed that another individual may not like, and that is why they reject you. The reason I say don't take it personally is because if I displayed a behavior that someone else didn't like and you displayed a behavior that someone else didn't like, that individual is more than likely to move away from you and me because of the behavior that they are not willing to accept in their lives. They may have set boundaries, and you and myself would not fall in line with the boundaries that the individual has set for themselves. So in order to maintain their peace, in order to maintain their mental health, in order to maintain their level of harmony in their life, they may step away from you, and you may feel as if that's rejection, but again, you don't need to internalize it. Another reason why individuals may reject you is because you cause them to think. I mentioned in one of my previous videos before about having a characteristic or something about you that another individual may desire or want, and because of that, it may influence another individual in a positive or a negative way. And because of this, the individual may start to think about things that they want to accomplish or do in their lives, but they're not at the position to do it, or they're not in the mindset to do it. And because of that, they don't want to be as close to you because it causes them to think about the things that they want to carry out in their own lives. So this is another reason why you shouldn't take it personally. And if you can encourage that person through your example to do the things that they want to do in their lives, that's okay. But sometimes the individual will have to make that choice from a distance. So that means it's not about you, and don't take it personally when you feel an individual stepping away from you because they have their own mind and the way that they're thinking about what they want to do in their lives. And that brings me to the third point. Another reason why individuals reject you is because of the energetical charge that you have. So when you know about chemistry, you know one compound comes and another compound comes, or one substance comes and another substance comes, and they come together and they create harmony and chemistry. But as time passes, individuals change. And this is something that we need to always remember. An individual will change based upon the choices and decisions that they make, and it will carry them into a different part of life. And that may separate from you. So the energetical charge that you had with that person initially may change as you develop your thought process, as they develop their thought process, as they make decisions about what they want to do in their lives and make decisions about what you want to do in your life. This may cause some form of separation where you may feel as if, oh, this person is rejecting me. And again, don't take it personally, because as you go through life, you may grow apart because you're growing, but you never know if you will full circle. And if that doesn't happen, then you can be okay with that as well, because it's not a personal attack on you, but it's just something that happens when there is a shift in the chemistry and that bond is no longer as cohesive. Another reason may be that the individual does not want to take responsibility for an action or being held accountable, so they move away from you, and it may feel like rejection. Sometimes it's not easy for us as individuals to hear things about ourselves that we may not want to hear. So when that happens, it may feel like the person is rejecting you or criticizing you, but really it's not about that. So the individual who is receiving that message may feel as if, I'm being attacked, I'm being rejected, this person doesn't accept me. But sometimes it's us as well not wanting to accept accountability, or someone holding us accountable for something that we do or did and we may not be aware of. So it's okay to understand that and just enhance the communication between you and that person. And if you have expressed how you feel and that person has expressed how they felt as well, and there is no compromise or no solid ground, then it's okay that you may feel as if that's a form of rejection. But again, you don't need to internalize that, because it's really about the level of accountability and one of the parties not wanting to take responsibility and act in another way or understand where another party is coming from. And in that case, it's a communication breakdown and not necessarily rejection, but a communication breakdown. And as a result, the rejection may come as an individual, again, going back to point one, may feel as if they want to distance themselves from the behavior, or distance themselves from the accountability partner, or distance themselves from having to take any form of responsibility. And I always say, allow people to follow through on their journey in the ways that they need to, and eventually they may pick up that point, or it may not even be important to them. So, you don't need to be the individual who takes all the responsibility for an individual not taking responsibility, because that is a lot of load to carry on your journey. Another reason that a lot of people may not think about is that the individual who you feel is rejecting you may just want to maintain an air of exclusivity. So when you are going to school, you may be going to college, you may be going to university, you may start a new job, and you may see this a lot or experience it. There may be cliques and there may be groups, and you want to be a part of that group, but that the group or the individual may not accept you and you feel rejected. This may not be because of you in particular, but it's because of the group that has been established, and they want to maintain a level of being exclusive or only accepting certain type of individuals. But if you feel that way, then you need to remember that group is not for you, because anything that you need to change yourself for, and not in a healthy way, and be someone else and feel bad about and feel low vibrations or negative about in order to get into, is not for you. And I say that because you'll have to maintain that personality that you took on for the rest of the time that you are part of that group. So if you are willing to be put into a box and stay that way for the purpose of fitting into a group that you think is for you, then you can do that. But I promise you, you will full circle back to yourself, understanding that group may have not been for you, and there's other individuals that will be more accepting of you and accepting of you in the way you are. And I just wanted to make a real point about that, because you know as an individual what feels good to you and what does not feel good for you. So when you are trying to fit yourself into this box or fit yourself into a group or change up yourself so much in order to be accepted by a group, then you really need to check yourself, because it's gonna really come back around on you. As I said, it's hard to maintain a personality that is not yours, one that you've taken on, one that people expect you to be, and over time it will break down, because ideally that is not who you are at the core level. Another reason why people may reject you, or you may feel rejected, is because of a trust level on both sides. So for an individual who is rejecting you, that individual may not trust or accept who you are because they don't know you. And for you, you may feel as if you don't trust the individual who is rejecting you, and that is where, again, it's a communication breakdown, because being able to trust is something that's developed over time. But for anyone who has you jumping through hoops and being who you are not, again, to the point that I mentioned, you don't want to do that, because it doesn't really develop trust. It actually develops a form of manipulation, where that individual will always expect you to do, perform, act, be all these things in order to feel as if they can maintain your trust. So it's all about being your authentic self and remembering that to be able to feel and fit into groups is all about being who you are and allowing those things to align to you. Whether it's trust, whether it's about establishing communication, whether it's about being your authentic self, it all really comes down to not taking it personally when people reject you, because there's so many different reasons why people will do it. But again, I know it's harder than to just say don't feel that way, when it's a chemical response for you to feel that way and internalize and think about all the reasons why an individual has rejected you. But this is actually going to be very beneficial for you in the long term, whether you are pursuing a career, whether you are in a relationship, whether you are just getting to know yourself. Because when you're rejected, ultimately the other side of that is that you will have to understand the reasons why you were rejected, but they actually make you stronger, because you come into your own identity, and that's when you start aligning with individuals who are connected to your purpose, individuals who are able to have a magnetic connection with. And these are the type of individuals you really want to surround yourself with, because it really helps to enhance who you are in the long term. So that is the main 6 reasons why individuals may reject you, why you shouldn't take it personally as you move forward in this new transition or new chapter of your life, and why you should make sure you invest time with surrounding it with individuals who have your best interests, and not be afraid to be alone at certain times, so you can establish who you want to be around with, why you want to be around them, and bring those individuals to your life. So I hope you enjoyed this video and that it was very beneficial for you. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications to access weekly videos about how to help you grow through your challenging, defining moments. And I will check in with you soon as I discuss in the next video.